years ago, I announced to my family that I was expecting my 5th child. I was shocked because Milo was a wee surprise, but the best surprise ever.
My baby's called Keilsha Fitzsimmons. I had a perfectly normal pregnancy for my first baby. She just wasn't moving very much, but to me I didn't really know anything like that, and went in on the 3rd of June to have her, and she wasn't born on the 5th of June. I had to have an emergency section with her. She perfect until the midwife took her away to bath her for the first time and came back and said she went very flappy in the bath.
When I say I was getting scanned, Lily Rose was kicking and punching. She didn't like to be annoyed. She was like her daddy in that instance. That's what I started laughing at. And the consultant says nothing the whole time she scanned, and I kept looking, and I was, oh look David, there she's moving, and blah blah blah.
So at 34 weeks and 2 days, I just felt that something was wrong, and just felt I need to go to the hospital, and just said I don't feel right, I haven't felt Milo moving. Can you just let me hear her heartbeat so I know that everything's okay?
In July she was brought into the children's hospital and she had a test done to test for spinal muscular atrophy. She told us that Keilsha, like, if she survived the 3 months, you know, what would be a miracle for her.
We brought her home and we had to explain to our children that she was very poorly and could die at any time. But this didn't take away any of the joy we had. It only made it more special because we knew every minute was precious time.
David was over the moon, so it was, and he just sat there and he was looking away at the screen, and he turned around and he says something funny to the consultant. He says, "Is Lily Rose's heart in the wrong place?" And I looked at him as if he was stupid, and I says, "What are you going on about?" And she says, "Hold on a minute, Mr. Bradley, and I'll get back to you."
I was left to go home, and the first thing I did whenever I got home, when I was told about Clodagh, I went onto the internet and I looked up all these things that could be wrong with babies, and you know, like, even though I knew that most likely she would die, even the way they make out like these babies are monsters. They're abnormal. To me, that they're making out that our babies are like monsters. They're not monsters. They're our little babies who we loved and we cherished, and who we bonded, and we wanted to stay with us, but they weren't able to stay with us.
After she started typing up the notes up in fetal assessment in Aunt McGilvin, she then came back and says, "I'm very sorry," she says, "but your child's incompatible with life. She has what I think is trisomy 18. And that they sent me home to Google. They Googled what my child had. Nobody had any information. So go home and Google. Your child's incompatible with life. Go home and Google it.
So at half 3 I had an amnio test. And after that my whole body was trembling. I was shocked at the things they were telling me. And at 5 o'clock I was taken by the hand up the stairs and given a cesarean. And at 6:15, Milo was born. She was beautiful, perfect. And the doctor carried her over to me and said, "She's pink, she's breathing. We're going to take her to the neonatal." And I said, "Just please go quickly, Will, and fix her. Do whatever you have to do. Just get me fixed so I can go to be with her."
But as long as she was kicking and moving around inside me, that was all that mattered to me. I could lie at night and I could feel her moving, and that brought smiles to me in her daddy's face. But unfortunately, we went for our last scan on the 10th of December last year. Lily Rose was sleeping.
So I went round to the neonatal after I got fixed up and had an hour and 55 minutes with my wee baby, and it was the most precious hour and 55 minutes in my life, and I'll never ever forget it. I'm so thankful to have had that.
Those 33 days we had with Clodagh were all about her. Everyone focused on her. She was always in somebody's arms. Our house was always full every day. All my sisters, my brothers, my nephews, my nieces, her grandfather, everybody came to share in her life.
It wasn't just, and I hit Lily Rose the next day at 11:52. And them minutes, them hours, them couple of days spent with her was the best days of me and her daddy's life. Just to get to hold my baby in my arms, it was all it meant to me. It mightn't mean much to anybody, but it means the world to me and her daddy and my family.
Incompatible with life needs to be changed. My daughter was compatible with life. Her life was 33 days long. You tell me that that's not a life. It might be shorter than my life or your life, the average life, but it was her life, and her life to me was precious.
I think that there needs to be better support out there for us families that has been diagnosed with a terminal illness. Not to be sent home to Google something. There is no support at all out there, which I am in the middle of trying to tell me at the minute. There's no support, there's no bereavement support, there's no counselling, no nothing. And this is my fight at the minute, along with the rest of these girls, to try and get this recognised, that there needs to be better support here in Northern Ireland.
I listened to Derva's story and Gemma's story, and it was two different hospitals, and they didn't have a very good experience on top of the worst experience of their life. I feel however, I did have a good experience in my hospital. I was offered counselling afterwards, and it was made very special. I was in a private room. Everything was made special about me and my baby and our family and anybody that wanted to come. Your moments in the hospital are what become your memories, and they're so special, and it needs to be special because that's what you live and that's what you think about every single day of your life over and over and over again.
One thing is sure is that no doctor, no matter how skilled, can say when a baby will die or when it will survive or how long it will survive for, and there are many surprises of a child that lives for quite a long time after being born with the type of conditions that have been described here today.
But the doctor did say to me the other day, he says, I'm very, very surprised at her. He says, because I thought she would have been back long ago. He says, I can't promise winter, but she's doing really well. So she had her first birthday, everything went brilliant. She got fully discharged from hospital about 4 weeks ago, and she's doing brilliant.
I think we should realise how important even a very short life can be to a family and to a mother in particular.
My favourite saying is, some only dream of angels. I held one in my arms.